Welcome everybody to Rank Talks Ball for yet another World Cup watch along, and once again the World Cup champions Argentina take to the field, this time for the first game of the knockouts, which is gonna be against none other than Cabo Verde. This was supposed to be this game in Miami. Everybody in their predictions, myself included, had this round of 32 game being Argentina against Uruguay. We were promised a South American derby, but a small nation, a couple of islands off the coast of West Africa, had other ideas. They decided to upset the four-time World Cup champions, two-time World Cup winners, if you know what you mean. And yeah, with 3 draws, including a draw against Uruguay, like I mentioned, and a draw against Spain, managed to progress out of that group and be in this position in this game here in Miami to go up against none other than Argentina. Super excited. Also, like Brian, I was gonna get to this. Super nervous as well. It's really cold here in Buenos Aires, and I'm wearing nothing on myself, so that's probably not a good idea. But let me check the temperature here in Buenos Aires. Currently 7 degrees Celsius here in Buenos Aires. It was 2 in the morning, and at some point a few minutes ago, I noticed I was shaking, and I thought, oh, it must be really cold. And then I realized, no, I'm not shaking because of the cold. I'm shaking because it's finally time for the knockout games. And that is really scary, because if Argentina were to lose tonight, we would be out of the World Cup. And the guys probably in the chat are gonna laugh oh, come on, Rank, it's Cabo Verde, surely not. No. We've seen crazier things happen in knockout football, and Cabo Verde have proven that they are a very solid defensive side, that they held some of the best teams in the world to a draw, and that they are very dangerous in the counter-attack, that they have some rapid players with some good technical ability, and of course that Argentina should win. And of course, Argentina are the favorites, and if Argentina do nothing but win today, it will be not only extremely disappointing, and I will be incredibly sad, but it will also be an embarrassment, because no Argentina national team should be losing to Cabo Verde in any context, much less the defending World Cup champions and back-to-back Copa America champions, Argentina. Even less so, this team should be losing to Cabo Verde. But you never know. You never know in these competitions, and this is a Cabo Verde team that has gotten to this stage against all the odds and has proven everybody wrong and has nothing to lose. Argentina has everything to lose this game. If Argentina were to win this game, even if it is 3 or 4-0, everybody would be well, duh, it's Cabo Verde. If Cabo Verde were to pull anything out of this game, even a narrow loss, it will be incredible for them, and it will be a bad look on Argentina going forward into the tournament. So Argentina has absolutely nothing to win out of this game, besides obviously qualifying to a round of 16, where we already know that if we do advance, we're going to play against Egypt, who just beat Australia on penalties. And I mean, it's just, if it's not convincing, people are going to have a bad outlook on Argentina going forward, which I honestly don't mind. I just hope that doesn't really get to the players. And if it does, that it affects them in a positive way, it gives them that drive and a hunger to actually go forward. But Cabo Verde has nothing to lose, and they are a team that have proven that they can go up against the very best and compete. So Argentina has to be on their A game. I believe that the players are in their A game, and they have the same mentality that they've always had, that they don't want to underestimate anybody. The coaching staff has made extremely clear that they don't want to underestimate anybody, and they've worked like that throughout this entire process. We treat every opponent the same, we prepare the same way for everybody, And that's what gives me confidence that Argentina can get this done, even if at some point it looks complicated. On top of that, the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami is absolutely packed, and it's 99% Argentinians. Like, as soon as because not only does Argentina have a close relationship with Miami, it's kind of like our hub. It's where most of the Argentinians based in the US are. We know that Messi was there at Inter Miami as well. And when everybody, it's also the city that's the closest to Argentina relative from the US, like the big city that is the closest to Argentina is Miami. When everybody saw that if Argentina topped their group, we would be playing in Miami and most likely against Uruguay, most Argentinians booked their tickets and bought their plane tickets as well for this game. So like the stadium is absolutely packed to the brim with Argentinians, and there are like just as many Argentinians that are on the stadium, just as many are outside without a ticket. So like Miami is just filled to the brim with Argentinians. Their support, I think that it will be immaculate for the players to perform to their maximum, and I think that it's going to be a huge boost to actually help us get over the line against Cabo Verde. Shout out to Brian Alexander as well for that question. Shout out to Dave Strip, 3 win for Argentina. If England don't win it, I hope you do. Thank you for the best wishes, and I hope that we do manage to pull off a win like that. James, thank you so much for joining. Who do you think wins between Spain and Portugal? Based on what they've shown so far at the tournament, I think that Spain are the favorites. Spain played like a really good team against Austria. They neutralized Austria in a very similar way that Argentina did, and they looked very dominant in that game. They didn't concede that many chances, and the chances that they created, most of them, they managed to score them. They looked very effective, and they look like the Spain that I expected going into the tournament, which they hadn't really shown it in the group stage. Portugal, in my opinion, and I did a watch along last night for Portugal-Croatia. You can go watch that if you have time. Portugal looked extremely average, and I thought that Croatia should have won that game. Portugal were just clinical on the day, and also they were lucky with some refereeing decisions, which I think that the refereeing decisions were fine. Like, I think every single call that was made in that game was correct based on the evidence that was given. It's just that they were so incredibly tight that you have to call that unlucky for Croatia. So I'm not saying that Portugal didn't deserve to go through. I'm just saying that Croatia probably deserved a bit more in that game, and Portugal weren't basically creating anything. That being said, like, if Portugal turn it around and bring their A game, they can absolutely beat Spain. Spain is not an unbeatable team, but based on what I've seen at the tournament so far, I think that Spain are the favorites against Portugal. Anshu, thank you so much for joining. I am nervous. I hope Argentina wins this match. Argentina must win this game. Vamos Argentina, of course. Like I was saying here at the beginning, it's knockout football at this point. So, like, Argentina could go out of the tournament this very game. So, like, that is why you have to win. Like, it feels like I'm saying something obvious, but it doesn't set in that if Argentina don't win this game, we're out. Because it feels like the World Cup has just started, even though it started like a few weeks ago already, and Argentina has already played all 3 group stage games. It doesn't set in that if Argentina lose this game, we're out. That's just crazy to me. And obviously, I expect us to win. I think we're gonna win, but you have to go with that mentality that you don't know, and you have to give it your all. If you don't give it your all, you're going home. So with that mentality, I think that Argentina has a really good chance of advancing to the round of 16, where we would play another African team in Egypt. Let me quickly go over the lineups, because there are some very, very interesting things. As always, when I switch to my browser, it's going to be pitch black, but now I get to select here a browser, and you can see there the food mode, and I'm also going to activate my camera once again. There I am. So here, I don't know why it's like set up this weirdly, but okay, I guess that should be better. If we go down here to the lineup that Argentina is presenting, this is surprising. This is surprising, and you may be thinking, Rank, how is that surprising? That's literally the same lineup that was fielded against Austria, and that is surprising. So we have Emi Martinez in goal, the back 4 with Nahuel Molina, Cristian Romero, Lisandro Martinez, and Facundo Medina. Midfield of Rodrigo de Paul, Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Santiago Almada, and the front 2, Lionel Messi and Lautaro Martinez. Why is this surprising? Well, because this lineup was supposed to be what we were rocking with during the start of the tournament because of some injuries. Facundo Medina was supposed to only be there as a backup for Tagliafico. And because Tagliafico got injured before the start of the tournament, Medina played in those games against Algeria and then Austria. And it was expected that once Tagliafico is fit, that Tagliafico is the starter. Tagliafico played a few minutes against Austria for the first time and then played most of the game against Jordan as well. It seems now that Tagliafico is fully recovered that Scaloni valued so much what Medina did in the games against Algeria and Austria that Medina is just straight up the starting left back now. Which, if you know anything about Scaloni, you will not find that surprising, because this is exactly what happened during the last World Cup, where Paredes was the set-in CDM for the Argentina national team. He started underperforming, and in came Enzo Fernandez. Lautaro Martinez was the obvious starting striker for Qatar 2022. He started underperforming, in came Julian Alvarez, and the team changed, right? So what Scaloni is saying here is that Medina is in better form, so Medina is going to play, and Tagliafico is going to be the second left back now. That is what's happening here. Something similar in the striker position with Lautaro Martinez ahead of Julian Alvarez. The expectation was that Julian Alvarez, coming from his ankle knock back in the Champions League with Atletico Madrid against Arsenal, that Julian wasn't 100% fit, so he wouldn't start the group stage games. He would play a few minutes, and then he would be a starter once again come the round of 32. That hasn't happened, because in the group stage games, whenever Julian and Lautaro have shared minutes, Lautaro has looked the better of the two. And so the same thing, this is basically reverse 2022. That time around, Lautaro was the starter, and then Julian came in, and this time around, Julian is the starter, but Lautaro is looking better. So now Lautaro is playing. And then, the other thing that's surprising is seeing Cuti Romero is the starting center back, because he picked up that knock against Austria and was replaced by Otamendi, and it was heavily speculated that it would be Otamendi next to Lisandro Martinez for this game. Despite Cuti Romero not being 100% fit yet, he is the starting center back, because this is a knockout game and we are not taking any gambles. We're putting everything on the line for this game, so Cuti Romero is going to play. I still don't expect him to complete all 90 minutes, and I would expect Cristian Romero to be subbed out for Otamendi at some point during the second half, to kind of, especially if Argentina are winning by that point. Brian Alexander, does Julian still underperform that he got benched in this match? Yes, and I talked about this on my match rematch, that if you if you follow my channel, you know that after these streams, I always record a match reaction and then I upload it in video form here on YouTube. So what I've said in all of the streams and in all of the match reactions so far is that Lautaro has looked better than Julian so far. And I understand that Julian is coming back from a knock, basically, on his ankle. So that explains his underperformance, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Lautaro has been performing better than Julian, and it doesn't have to do with anything with goals. Julian hasn't scored this World Cup yet, and Lautaro has only scored a penalty against Jordan. So it doesn't have to do with the goals. It's straight up, Lautaro has looked better, pressing, linking up, creating chances, taking chances. So Lautaro is straight up the better striker today. I think that if there's an opportunity in the second half, Julian Alvarez should still get minutes, because if we can get Julian Alvarez on form once again, he is the main he's the main striker, and I think that he's the most dangerous of the two, and he's one of the most dangerous players in the world. So if we can get Julian Alvarez back to his usual state, we should try to do that. But for now, Lautaro Martinez is performing better, and so he gets to start. Norad, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. Did you check Gaston Eduls? He says game could be delayed. I heard that there was a bit of rain a few hours ago, I think an hour ago in Miami. Now it has stopped, but it's likely that the rain comes back. And so there is like a forecast that if there's heavy rain once again, the game could be delayed for the weather reasons. So yeah, I heard about that. James, do you think Argentina can break down the Cabo Verde low block? Absolutely. I think that we have the personnel to break down the low block, but it's one thing to say I think we can do it and then actually doing it. I think we will, and I believe we will win, but for that to happen, well, first the players need to make it happen, and it's not gonna be an easy feat. As I move my camera so we can check out that it's not my camera. There we go. As I move my camera so we can see the Cabo Verde 11 that Bubista has set up. Obviously, Bocinha in goal, the 40-year-old goalkeeper that became a sensation after his heroics against Spain, who was born during the 1986 Mexico World Cup, and his parents actually wanted to name him Valdano in honor of the Argentinian striker that won the World Cup that year in Mexico, but then they told him that they couldn't name him that. He got a different name, which I forgot, but his nickname is Bocinha. Then you have Moreira, Lopez, Borges, and Cabral as the back four. Lopez and Borges have been an incredible center-back partnership, and they did brilliantly, especially against Spain, while Cabral is a left-back that likes to push forward a lot and help in the offensive efforts, especially alongside the other Cabral that plays on the left wing doing those overlapping runs. You then have Kevin Pina in that midfield, the one who scored the ridiculous free kick goal against Uruguay, also known as Lenini. I don't know if his game is Kevin Lenini or Kevin Pina or both, or because Fulmo always shows Pina, but I know that in other websites he appears as Lenini. Then we have, I hadn't seen this, like Duarte, as the both Duartes are coming here, both Deroy Duarte from Ludogorets and Laros Duarte from Puskás. So both actually playing. No, Ludogorets is from Bulgaria. I was gonna say both from Hungary, but no, I was thinking of Ferencváros. No, here Laros Duarte playing in Hungary, while Deroy Duarte playing in Bulgaria. Obviously, you have Ryan Mendes, and then the striker is gonna be Nuno da Costa from Basek here. Surprising, because I was expecting to see, and I believe they're on the bench, I was expecting to see, well, Willy Semedo as one of the wingers, most likely instead of Cabral or instead of one of the Duartes. I was also expecting to see Jamiro Monteiro. I was expecting to see Jamiro Monteiro here, the number 10, and here seeing somebody like Willy Semedo. And I expected the striker to be Dailon Livramento, or Gilson Benchimol even. I expected the striker to be either Livramento or Benchimol. I hadn't heard anything about this guy, Nuno da Costa. Well, I think I heard of him, but I don't know much about him, because when I did like my analysis on Cabo Verde, I thought it was gonna be either Livramento or Benchimol, which is usually the guys that they go for when it comes to the attack. But it seems like Bubista has chosen otherwise. Same with Willy Semedo, same with Monteiro, which caught me by surprise. The defense, the goalkeeper, and the CDM looks normal, and obviously Ryan Mendes, the captain. But these four right here, I was not expecting to play this way. But obviously we'll have to see what happens there. Some options that Argentina has off the bench, obviously Julian Alvarez is going to be the main one. I should probably move my camera away once more. Julian Alvarez, I think that there's a high chance that Nico Gonzalez also makes a cameo, or Leandro Paredes if we need to control the midfield at some point. Lo Celso and Palacios are two other players in the midfield that could come on. I know that Scaloni also likes to play with the fullback, so there's a chance that Tagliafico gets some minutes. I believe that Otamendi will get minutes and replace Cuti Romero at some point. After that, you also have Nico Paz, you always have Valentin Barco, but I think that if I had to make a guess as to what the substitutions will be in the second half for Argentina, I think that Otamendi is going to come on, I think that Tagliafico is going to come on, I think that Paredes is going to come on, I think Julian Alvarez is going to come on, and Nico Gonzalez is going to come on. I guess those would be my 5 predictions for substitutions in the second half for Argentina. Besides that, I do believe that Argentina is going to win, as I go back to this usual watch along, and I need to once again pop in and out my camera. I do think that Argentina is going to win, but I not necessarily think it's gonna be easy whatsoever. 2-0 Argentina, you think? Um, yeah, I think that is my prediction as well. I think that it not necessarily Argentina is not a team that usually puts a lot of goals behind anybody that is in Bolivia at home for some reason. Everybody else, it's hard for us to score more than 3 goals against anybody, um, because we are the kind of team that just does the bare minimum. But I mean, I say does the bare minimum, and when I put it like that, it seems like we scrape by against everybody, and that's not true. Usually, most of the games we dominate from start to finish, but dominating from start to finish doesn't mean creating a lot of chances and doesn't mean that we're putting lots of goals past anybody. It just means that we're always in control of the ball, we're always in control of the play. We don't allow our opponents to create many chances, and the few that we create, we score them. It's slow, calculated precision, right? So yeah, in that regard, I think that that is how it's gonna play out. Ishan, thank you so much for joining. Vamos Argentina. JDPR, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. How did you learn English? I learned English. I started going to an institute when I was 8, because my mother forced me to. And at the time, I hated her for it. But after a while, I realized how important English is in the world. That right now, I thank her a little bit. See, I still don't know how to perfectly speak English. I still thank her. Oh, Jesus. I still thank her for it, because now a lot of my friends are I met through speaking English, like online. Some of my best friends are English speakers. It has allowed me to communicate with so many people from all over the world. It has given me access to all sorts of media that previously I wouldn't have access to. A lot of communities that previously I would have been like excluded from because of language barriers, and it has opened a lot of doors for me. So I'm extremely happy that now I get to speak fluent English, and yeah, especially make these streams now for you guys and these videos for you guys, this content, so you can understand and see a new view on Argentinian and South American football, from someone from within, but already translated into your language. So yeah, I am extremely thankful of now being able to speak English. Yeah, I mean, we kind of need somebody that isn't Messi to also score goals. I mean, if we win the tournament and Messi scored every single goal from now on, I obviously wouldn't complain. But I think that as a team functionality, I think that it's better for different players and for the score sheet to be more spread out than it relying so much on Messi. And I don't think that's necessarily an issue, because you could say after the group stage performances that Argentina are too over reliant on Messi to score goals. And I don't really think that's the case. I think that it just happened like that during the group stage. But now that we're into the knockouts, I would like to see Lautaro score. I would like to see Julian scores if he comes off the bench. I would like to see players like Thiago Almada and Enzo Fernandez, who are like the two most offensive-minded midfielders that we have, also get on the score sheet. I feel like Enzo, now that McAllister is playing as the CDM, Enzo has a lot more freedom to step closer to the box and create danger. So I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo backs in a goal or two during this tournament. So yeah, we'll have to see. Hello, Mr. Krabs. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. If Messi continues his performance like this and wins the World Cup, it will probably be the greatest performance in World Cup ever. I mean, you still have to put Maradona in '86 up there, because Maradona in '86 was the closest we're ever gonna get to a carry job, in my opinion. I don't think it was a carry job, because that team was still good and very organized, and there was a system that allowed it to function without many great individuals besides Maradona. But what Maradona did, like, he essentially contributed to every single goal. I believe he had 5 goals and 5 assists out of 13 goals for Argentina. Basically, everything happened because of him. So I like in terms of numbers, like, yeah, Messi already has more goals than Maradona did in that World Cup, right? Like, if you look at numbers strictly, you can say that Messi had a better campaign, but I think that if we're talking about performances, I still think that nothing is going to beat Maradona in 86. Because in this team, as important as Messi is, he's not doing absolutely everything. He still has an amazing cast of players that are working hard behind him to make sure that he doesn't have to press, he doesn't have to do any defensive work, and can get him the ball in advantageous positions so he can actually do his magic, right? So I still think nothing's beating Maradona in 86. With Egypt beating Australia, all Asian teams have been eliminated from the World Cup. Yeah, technically Australia is not Asian, but they're playing the AFC. Yeah, insane from AFC, and I mean, Egypt become only the second African nation to qualify to the round of 16 alongside Morocco. Crazy because CAF had put 9 teams in the knockouts, and then Algeria, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa. Who else am I forgetting that was eliminated from Africa? Surely I'm forgetting someone. Okay, whatever. Like, basically, Morocco and Egypt have advanced, and obviously Cabo Verde plays now. Yeah, Senegal should have advanced. They absolutely bottled that against Belgium. They dominated the game for 85 minutes, fell asleep at the wheel for the final 5 minutes. Belgium scored 2 goals out of absolutely nowhere, and then they win it in extra time, which was crazy. I feel bad for Enzo. He got publicly rejected by his dream club. Yeah, kind of sad, but I guess now he's gonna have to find somewhere else to go because he's not staying at Chelsea, especially not after all this drama. And I hope that he finds a new home. Honestly, happy because I don't. The only club that I hate more than Real Madrid is River Plate for obvious reasons. So like, no shot. As a Liverpool fan, I need Messi versus Salah badly. It would be insane. It would be incredible, honestly, to see that. ARRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR close to the start of the game now, and the nerves are already setting in. I mean, they were already there, but now it's going crazy. Remember, everybody, I mean, it says so right here, but no spoilers in the chat. I believe that I'm usually like a few seconds behind most people. I don't know why here on my TV, but if you are ahead of me, just don't spoil whatever's going on in the game, because that kind of ruins the whole point of the watch along. If something happens in the game, just wait for my reaction to type it in the chat, and that's it. It's that easy. All right, the countdown is on. Cabo Verde is gonna take the first touch. Respect to Cabo Verde, absolutely. We have to respect this opponent. And we're underway here in Miami, Argentina. Begin the round on the round of 32 on the knockouts here against Cabo Verde. And we have to win. Vamos. Vamos. We need to win this game. There are no excuses anymore. If you lose, you're out. So it's either go big or go home. All right, that's going to be a throwing for Cabo Verde early on, as they're going to have the first possession of the match after taking the kickoff. Messi versus Salah is going to be insane. Did you see Salah's penalty on the shootout? How he chipped it? Cheeky stuff. It would have looked really stupid if he missed that. But he ended up scoring, so good on him. Oh, that is a good recovery from Thiago Almada, and here comes Enzo. What can Enzo do? That is a good cross, kind of. The ball is gonna get to it. No. Lopez does well to cover it. Cabral, actually, does well to cover that, and it goes out for a goal kick. But already Thiago Almada getting involved. Enzo Fernandez as well. The cross was a bit too long, but works out. I don't know how loud the commentary I can get, but I'll get it like this. And if it starts bothering like the commentary of the TV, just let me know. Okay, see, the Cabo Verde are gonna play like this always. Always gonna try to play direct, which is also why I think that Medina makes more sense than Tagliafico. Medina is a more defensive-minded fullback. I mean, Medina is straight up a center back because he's a left-footed center back, can play in that position of left back. Um, because he's a more defensive-minded left back and has shown it, I feel like he can help us more in the pole. That is a dangerous pass, but Diego Martinez is there to not allow their number 22, their striker, which I already forgot, Da Costa, right? Nuno Da Costa. Um, because that was really scary from the pole to give the ball away, but Emi Martinez was there to pick it up. Oh, Drew Fisher is awful in their MLS. Oh, man. All right, Sidney Cabral recovers the ball. Argentina recover the ball again. Messi gets past. McAllister. Oh, Enzo, that's good. Lautaro. Lautaro is going to play back for Medina. What is Medina going to do? Nobody's showing up for the pass. It has to go back to Thiago Almada. Okay, the play slows down a little, but Argentina already trying to make things happen. Now Cabo Verde has set up in their defensive shape, which seems to be a 5-4-1, basically, which is kind of what I expected. I hope it's what our coaching staff expected as well. Molina, is there a foul? No foul, says the ref on Molina. I would like to see that again, especially if Mr. Krabs is telling me that this referee is awful, which is already not a good sign. Hmm. All right, Argentina on the 4-4-2 of possession, not pressing when Cabo Verde play through the center backs, but instead pressing when the ball gets to the midfielders. That is unnecessary from the pole. Scaloni doesn't seem happy with that decision. He says that if this is a foul on Cabral, the other one should have been a foul on Molina. I mean, that is a foul from the pole, and it's really unnecessary as well. Let's see this one on Molina. I mean, Cabral basically puts an arm on Molina's face. Like, I think that's a foul as well. I think that Scaloni is right here. That should have been a foul. All right, Cabral on short for the other Cabral who puts in a cross. Okay, we put it away. Lisandro Martinez getting to clear it. Ryan Mendez now bounces off Medina. I don't know. I'm gonna get very tense every time that Cabo Verde get the ball because, yeah, obviously they just play very direct football. So if they continue like this, okay, Lisandro gonna clear off that cross, and Lenini still playing backwards. That's not a foul. Nice from the pole. All right, Messi. Okay, we are taking it slow. It's fine. It's fine. McAllister, yes, nice. All right. Let's see how we can build up from the back here with Fernandez. Like, it's only 5 minutes, but this is a close game. Like, I'm telling you, Cabo Verde is not gonna be the kind of team to just roll down and die. They are gonna put up a fight, and they actually want to contest the ball to Argentina a decent bit. Alexis, nice from Cuti Romero to interrupt that play, but yeah, Alexis getting dispossessed there in the midfield wasn't good. All right, Cabo Verde gonna play out from the back now. Lautaro pressing already, and Bociña dribbling past him. Cutting inside away from Alexis. Okay, nice. Enzo. Is Enzo gonna have a go? Lautaro tries to recover the ball. Oh, and now this is dangerous because here comes Ryan Mendes on the counter attack. Mendes is gonna cut inside. He's gonna have a shot. Takes a deflection off Medina, and that is gonna be saved by Dibu. Good defending from Argentina. But see, out of a rebound in the middle of the pitch, that turned into a counter attack for Cabo Verde. They play such direct football that it's really scary. Anybody who thought this was gonna be an easy game, like they clearly haven't seen what Cabo Verde is capable of. These guys have been showing up. And the thing is, even if Argentina win this game, people are gonna say, of course you're gonna beat Cabo Verde. But no. You should never assume in this case. All right, Messi in a very tight space still manages to find a teammate. Play on, says the ref. The pole has the ball. For Alexis, again, the pass is a bit too long for Alexis, but he gets to it. Okay, what can Medina do now against Moreira? Links up with Almada. All right, Enzo, is he going to put in a cross? He's going to cross it over to Molina. He's not going to get to it, but here comes Cabral now. Molina has to get back to it because otherwise Cabral is going to cause problems now. Okay, nice from Molina. Nice from Molina. Very nice from Molina. Tracking back there. All right, let's see. Alexis doesn't go for the long pass for Messi. Okay, Messi really open to the right. Passes it to Molina. It's a bit too long. And yeah, that's going to be a goal kick for Cabo Verde. Oh, this moment where Bociña had to cut inside to get away from Lautaro was kind of crazy. Lautaro kind of smiled to himself. He was like, wow, did he really just do that? Okay, that's a foul from Kuti. And honestly, that could have been a yellow. Like, if the ref gives a yellow to Kuti right there, I couldn't have complained. Because he doesn't even try to play the ball. He just hugs Cabral, trying to stop him from playing. So, like, if the ref had decided to give Kuti a yellow card right there, I couldn't have complained. As soft as it was. All right, that's going to be a goal for Emi Martinez. Not a goal, like a ball for Emi Martinez. Jesus, could you imagine? An easy catch. Was probably a better way to say that. 10 minutes have passed and the game has been really close, really tight. No team has created any quality chances yet. Both kind of sizing each other up. Here comes Thiago trying to put in a through ball for Lautaro. And Cabo Verde clears it away. So far, Argentina's intentions have looked good, but Cabo Verde has also hit in the counter attack a few times and have looked really dangerous. Argentina is playing well though, and that's keeping me hopeful. We just need to start creating chances, which it's easier said than done against a team that defends like Cabo Verde. Enzo for Thiago, back for Enzo. Enzo, that pass went to absolutely nobody. I don't know what Enzo was doing there. All right, that's gonna be a throwing for Cabo Verde. Oh, Infantino next to Chiquitapia and next to Alejandro Dominguez. Like, I probably could not think of a trio of people I hate the most. Could have honestly only been worse if Milei and Trump were there. Okay, that is another easy catch for Emi Martinez, but Cabo Verde are gonna keep playing long, which is kind of forcing Emi Martinez off his line to try and catch the ball as soon as it enters his box, because Cabo Verde are always gonna be playing long, always gonna try to play direct for their strikers and force 1v1 situations between them and or defenders running into space, which is scary. Right, Lisandro playing for Thiago Almada. Thiago comes back. We can take our time. As long as we have the ball, they don't have the ball. Okay, trying to make the play happen with a wall with Thiago Almada and Messi, but it doesn't work out. But Thiago Almada is kind of looking the same that he was looking when he came on against Jordan, where he is the one trying to make things happen for Argentina. The same thing against Austria. Like Thiago Almada, when Argentina plays slow, Thiago Almada is the one that gives the spark to play quickly. Enzo for Medina. Medina is gonna cut back to Enzo. All right, the pole gonna push a bit forward, but also pass it back. And Argentina kind of prodding away at that low block for the moment. Very organized Cabo Verde, trying to not allow any space. Molina is very open to the right, and nobody's really marking him, but the ball is never gonna get to him with so many men in the middle of the way. The pole, that is a good through ball for Almada. Almada for Messi. Messi having a shot. Messi! Ooh! Close for Messi. Close for Messi already. That is the first dangerous opportunity of the game. And that was exactly what Argentina needed, to play a bit quicker. The combination play between De Paul, Thiago Almada, Enzo Fernandez, and from there to Messi inside the box, cutting inside, escaping the defender and trying to place it on the bottom corner of the far post of Osinha, going just wide. David Beckham in the stands, obviously, the owner of Inter Miami, the team of the city and the team where Messi obviously plays, and De Paul. All of the Argentinians in the stadium chanting. All right, Molina open on the right. The chat has been kind of quiet. Like, is everybody that focused on the game already? Are we that nervous? Okay, Thiago for Medina. Medina back for Enzo. Nobody's really showing themselves, so has to go back for Thiago. Thiago is trying to make something happen. Good turn from Thiago Almada. Messi gets fouled. That's a foul on Messi. Yeah, that's a foul on Messi. It really seemed like a foul on Messi. Let me see that again. I don't think that's a foul. I think Cabral got to the ball cleanly. I don't think that's a foul, taking a second look at it. I don't think that should have been a foul. But we'll take it. I think that it was a tight call, but I think that Cabral gets to the ball first. Let's see. Can Messi make something happen? A moment of magic with a free kick again. Come on. Vamos, Messi. Vamos, capitán. It's not exactly close, but it's close enough where you can reasonably think of going for goal, and it's on a nice angle as well for his left foot. A position from which you can realistically go for either post. The ball kind of organizing the dummy wall. Vamos, Messi. Oh, caught by Bociña. It didn't have enough power for it, and it went to the low corner. Messi needed a bit more power to it. Like, he manages to beat the wall, but he doesn't manage to trouble Bociña like whatsoever with that. So needed a bit more power on it, but a good attempt. Still, I didn't think it was a foul, so I guess deserved. Long ball for Molina. Molina into the middle for Messi. It's a bit too long, that pass. Oh my god. Molina needed to do better than that. If Molina lays it off better, that is an easy goal. The idea from, I believe it was Lisandro who put in that long pass for Molina, was amazing. Molina running into space. And yeah, then he tried to lay it off towards the middle for Messi. That's the second time that Bociña has caught inside against Lautaro. Cabral. Nice. Nice from McAllister. Alexis, careful. Nice. This just means Argentina is getting warmed up. It feels like we're growing into the game. It's been a while since Cabo Verde has had possession close to our box, and we seem to be slowly but surely tightening our grip on them. Messi playing for Enzo. Here comes Medina. Medina, that pass is not good. And let's see how we can track back now. Molina basically cutting into the middle. So the ball is going to have to fill in on the right side. Yeah, and we don't recover the ball, so Cabo Verde is going to try to play this one. But our tracking back was really good. We are already taking defensive shape. Let's see, Cabral. Leroy Duarte trying to play here. And yeah, how are they going to recycle the ball back and try to play it from the back? Try inside Argentina to push forward again. We're pressing a bit more. Not a lot, but a bit more. Oh, here comes. Oh, if Cabral manages to get that, the Paul and Molina were kind of out of position on the right side, but the ball slips under his foot, as we see Bociña once again cutting inside away from Lautaro for the second time. These first 21 minutes have blown by. doesn't feel like anything has happened. Even though Argentina has had one or two chances here and there, and Cabo Verde had a few dangerous approaches. Cabo Verde are a good ball playing team. Like, they have good technical players. That is a good recovery from Medina, though. And here comes Thiago Almada. Thiago Almada finds Messi. He's possessed, but I think Messi's offside there. The ref and the linesman don't think that Messi was offside. Oh, Thiago Almada gets dispossessed there. That was not good. Kevin Pina. Thiago Almada needs more awareness in that situation. It's kind of what McAllister has been doing the entire game, where he knows that he's gonna get pressed from behind, so he has to pass the ball as quickly as possible. Almada needs to do the same. You cannot sit on the ball for a long time, otherwise, you know, you're gonna get dispossessed. Kind of like what happened to Cabral there, who takes a bad touch and allows the ball to recover. All right, Messi now on the right. Good play from Messi. Tries to find Molina. Cabral wins it. Messi is trying to press a little bit here, forcing Cabo Verde to play long. Yep, that's nothing from Da Costa on Cuti. And so we play out from the back again. Good press from Messi. Enzo is playing very close to McAllister, and I don't think that's correct. I think that we don't need a double pivot. We need one of them to be closer to the box. All right, here comes the ball on the right side. The ball puts in a cross. I don't think we should be putting in crosses either. I don't think we should be putting in crosses either. All right, that's going to be the cooling break. Hydration break. What are we going to do about this? I mean, Argentina are playing well, but Cabo Verde look comfortable too. I mean, obviously, everything changes if we score. All we need is one goal, and like the whole outcome of the game changes, and the whole outlook of the game changes. Because if Cabo Verde are defensive, but we're not creating many chances, then their defensive shape is working. But if they are defensive and we score, well, suddenly they have to go for it, and so their defensive shape didn't work. So like the setup from Cabo Verde is fully dependent on the result of the game, because it can work for 90 minutes, but if we score once and win 1-0, like, then it didn't work, right? I mean, what I think the main thing is what I said, that Enzo Fernandez and McAllister shouldn't be playing a double pivot. One of them, I don't care who it is, because honestly, both of them are really good playing near the box, assisting, firing from distance. Both have good long range shot. Both can score goals. Whoever it is, but one of the two needs to step in closer to the box. As I almost dropped my mic. One of them needs to step in closer to the box and away of each other, because if they play as a double pivot, it feels kind of like a waste, because we don't need another ball playing midfielder. We need some level of creativity there. Bociña low-key best dribble so far. I mean, he dribbled past Lautaro twice. Yeah. They haven't watched Cabo Verde at the AFCON because this team are a lot better than people think they are. No, I fully respect Cabo Verde, and I reckon that they would be fighting for that second spot against Uruguay. In fact, I predicted both Cabo Verde and Uruguay to finish on 4 points and that game to be a draw. I just expected Uruguay to be on a better goal difference. But I had Cabo Verde making the knockouts, and I do rate them as a team. I just think that we need to do something different to break them down. I think that Enzo needs to step forward, or McAllister needs to step forward a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, but Argentina are playing well, ARRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR for Alexis, in my opinion. Wasted Bananas, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. Who would you drop and put in? I don't think that there needs to be a change of personnel yet. I think that Argentina can break them down with the team that we have right now, but we just need someone else to push forward. Lisandro Martinez with a long pass for Messi. Messi. Goal, 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 goal. Vamos, 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 carajo, vamos, vamos. That's what we needed. That's exactly what we needed. That's exactly what we needed. That's exactly what we needed. Oh my gosh, what a pass from Lisandro Martinez. What a pass from Lisandro Martinez. And who else but Lionel Messi? Wonderful first touch and wonderful finish. Roof of the goal. Pass Bociña. Completely onside. What a pass by Lisandro Martinez. One touch finish from Messi. Incredible. Incredible once again. Just after the hydration break, there was clearly a tactical decision there. And Lisandro had tried that before too on Molina, and it almost led to a goal. And Messi pointing to Lisandro because he knows how key that pass was. 7 goals in 4 games now. And that is officially 20 World Cup games, 20 World Cup goals for Messi. Incredible for him to control that long pass in such a tight space and then find time for a finish past a goalkeeper like Bociña. But the long pass from Lisandro as well is everything. Absolutely everything. Wow. Yeah, I don't think that Argentina needed to change anything. That's what I meant. I think that we just needed something else to happen. And that breakthrough was Lisandro's pass for Messi. Oh, that is amazing from Medina. Wow. What a relief as well to find that goal in the first half. And now I feel like if we keep the ball, like that's something I've been talking about, Mr. Krabs. Like, I think that hydration breaks are not necessarily a good or a bad thing. I think that the bad thing is that they use them for advertisement. Willow, thank you so much for joining. I hope somebody else scores on Argentina's side, not on Cabo Verde. This is what I've been saying. Like, what I don't like about hydration breaks is that they use them for ads. Then there are good and bad things about hydration breaks. Because obviously it breaks down the game into 4 quarters. Obviously, it's good to keep the players healthy. Obviously, it's good to make sure that nobody has suffers from heat stroke or whatever. It's always good to look after the player's health. Um, Besides that, if somebody has the momentum of the game, they can have their momentum shut off by the hydration break, and there can be a momentum swing there where the team that was suffering gets gets some time to rest, to make some adjustments, and then come back into the game playing better. Um, but I think that it also gives more protagonism and a bigger role to managers. And I think that it makes managers more important because now managers don't have only half time to talk to their players in an organized way, like not only on the on the touchline, but also in general. They have two more occasions, basically double the time to speak to their players and make tactical adjustments. As we have Thiago Almada on the edge of the box, he's gonna find Messi. It's a bit too long, that pass. And now Cabo Verde is gonna try to play on the counter attack, but the gegen pressing from Argentina goes crazy, and we managed to recover the ball like that. Um, so I think that the better managers benefit from hydration breaks because they can make those adjustments. So now I feel like managers are more important than ever because of the hydration breaks. First comment got censored for using. Yeah, I mean, it definitely turns the game into 4 quarters. So like it's very different, but it's neither a good or a bad thing. It's different. All right, the pass for Thiago is a bit too long, so that's gonna be a throwing for Cabo Verde. What a pass from Lisandro! Like my goodness, and the control and finish from Messi, both with his left foot, incredible. All right, 10 minutes to go here on the first half, and good feelings, feeling good, feeling good. Like I was saying, the outlook of the game changes entirely if we score a goal because we were keeping possession of the ball. The same game is being played now that it was 20 minutes ago. The problem is that when it was nil-nil, Cabo Verde's plan was working. Now that it's 1-0, their plan is not working because we've already broken through. So now they need to come forward a bit. And if we have the ball, suddenly it benefits us instead of them, the more the clock ticks. Okay, Alexis, that was a bit optimistic, and Lautaro was very obviously, I mean, not Lautaro, Molina was very obviously offside. Yeah, the press from Argentina becomes way more intense once the ball gets to the midfielders, but we don't really mind if they play among their center backs. We're still keeping up the pressure. We do not want Cabo Verde any opportunity of a recovery, and I like that. We do not have to get complacent now. Hmm. All right. Cabo Verde playing out from the back now. Realistically, I mean, we don't have to score more, but I would like us to score more because you never know in these games, especially now that Moreira is coming forward. Okay, that cross is getting to absolutely nobody. Is that Shakira again? How is she always here? I mean, I guess she's always gonna be in Miami, right? Oi, oi, oi. And so for Molina, Molina doesn't keep it in play, I think. Yep, that's gonna be a throwing for Cabo Verde. Right. Ryan Mendes now on the ball, in the right, tries to find a teammate, but Argentina has already gone into defensive shape. It's not the same game. Oh, that is good from Cabo Verde. Okay, that cross gets back to Cabral. Ryan Mendes with another cross, cleared away by Medina. That initial cross has been dangerous. Like, I don't know how they got past Medina that easily. Thiago never was able to pass the ball to Lautaro because he was getting fouled. Chad, I think Lautaro is gonna score. Lautaro always scores in Miami. Lautaro always scores in Miami. We saw it in the Copa America final too. I feel like Lautaro has to score a goal. All right, back for the pole. The pole pushing on his own. No fouls as the ref. And Argentina, nice recovery from Messi. And Messi instantly plays for Enzo. And now Thiago Almada. Hello, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining. Hold up. Molina has the ball on the right. Back for McAllister. Um, Currently on your way back to the Airbnb in North Carolina. Well, the game is going how you'd expect. Cabo Verde had a few breakthroughs on the counter, but for the most part, Argentina has had the ball while Cabo Verde sits in a low block. Ooh, okay, Medina for Messi. Messi tries to find Enzo. Offside on Medina, apparently. For the most part, Argentina obviously has had the ball while Cabo Verde sit in a low block. During the first 25 minutes, we had a bit of an issue trying to break through. Messi had like one clear opportunity and somebody else had a chance. But it's not like we were creating a lot of chances. Cabo Verde hadn't created anything either, but they had approached our box a few times on the counter and they looked dangerous on the pace. Exactly like now, because Cabral has just gotten past Molina. Okay, that is a good interception by Enzo. And then it was just an amazing long ball from Lisandro Martinez for Messi. Great first touch by Messi and finish with the same leg to beat Bosnia and make it 1-0. But that is the difference maker so far. And like I said, while it was 0-0, it looked like Cabo Verde was getting exactly what they wanted, but we just needed to score a goal for everything to fall down for them. And now that we have the 1-0 and we still have the ball, first 15 minutes, I would say that the possession was fairly contested. Cabo Verde were not scared to play like whatsoever and bring the game to us. They are a very good technical team. They have some good technical players. They can definitely poke holes at us if they propose that. But after like the 15-minute mark, it's basically been all Argentina in possession. Lionel Messi scores for 8th consecutive World Cup appearance. Incredible. Exactly what I said before the game started. Like, they promised us an Argentina-Uruguay round of 32 in Miami, which would have been absolute cinema. But a small group of islands off the coast of Africa had other ideas. And they shocked the world by making it this far on their first World Cup appearance. And listen, they are not out of it yet, but Argentina has looked better and we're in the lead for a reason. We're the World Cup champions for a reason. And I like that we're taking this very seriously. We're not underestimating Cabo Verde and we're trying to play this by the book. We're playing like we play against absolutely everybody. Alexis. Enzo from distance, saved by Bosnia. That's exactly what we needed. Like, I needed Enzo to step forward into the box more often. The double pivot was not working, like I mentioned before the hydration break. We didn't need both Enzo and McAllister to be sitting that deep. One of them needed to be closer to the box, and that shot from Enzo proves why. If we have an extra man in attack, we can actually create some problems to this Cabo Verde defense. Right, the pole. Alexis once again. Okay, Lisandro is gonna try to find Messi again. Bit too long this time. So it's gonna be a goal kick for Cabo Verde. How much stoppage time do we have? Yeah, we could have gotten Spain, Argentina had any one of us not top the group. Honestly, like, it could have happened if Uruguay beat Spain on the final match day. Like, it wasn't that far off from happening. If Uruguay had beaten Spain and Spain were not good in their game against Uruguay, we just needed like Uruguay to have a competent goalkeeper and to score a goal for some reason, and we could have gotten that matchup, which wouldn't have been comfortable for us like at all. But you have to be the best to become the best. The pole on the right, back to Molina. Lisandro Martinez. Enzo for Messi. Back for Lisandro. Messi dropping deep. That is a good pass for Medina, but gets intercepted. All right, nice from McAllister back to Messi. Play gets a bit scrappy and Messi gets dispossessed. Nice from Cuti. Great recovery from Cuti Romero. And here comes Lautaro. Enzo bounces off Lautaro. Messi presses. Is that a foul? It's a foul, says the ref. I didn't see that as a foul. Okay, yeah, it is a foul. It is a foul. Fair enough. All right. Cabo Verde playing out from the back. Duarte over to Pico Lopez. Let's see. Ryan Mendes is going to try to find his teammate on the right, Leroy Duarte. Oh, amazing defending from Medina. Oh my god, Medina. Scaloni being proven right once again. I love Tagliafico, but if Medina is going to keep playing like this, like holy crap. One of the best surprises of this World Cup for me. I did not expect Medina to be this good. During the friendlies, I didn't think it looked that impressive. And I thought, okay, well, the left back, it's either Tagliafico or it's going to look really bad. And when Tagliafico got injured before the World Cup, I was like, all right, we may struggle in the first couple of games until Tagliafico is back. And Medina has stepped the fuck up. The defending from Medina has been unreal. All right, 30 seconds to go until halftime. Let's see if we can have the last kick of the first half. Scoring now would put us in an amazing situation thinking about the second half. But I think we're just going to let the clock tick down. I don't know who really was bad yesterday, Austria or Algeria. Both didn't try at all, even though Spain and Switzerland were on cruise control as the ref blows his whistle for halftime. Honestly, I didn't watch the Switzerland-Algeria game. I went to bed after the Portugal-Croatia one, and after checking out HH's stream. As for Spain against Austria, I think that it was a similar deal to Argentina against Austria. Like, it wasn't like Austria were bad against Argentina. I don't think Austria were necessarily bad against Spain. I think that both Argentina and Spain made Austria look bad, if you get what I mean. I think that's mostly it. Oof. But what a relief to be leading this game. Kind of what we needed. All right. We're going to do the same that we did yesterday with... You know what? To this browser thingy, I'm going to try to add a chat. I actually have the chat right here. So we can still have the chat on while we talk about this. Let me move you guys like to this side. Maybe a bit. There we go. And then this one, we're gonna shrink it down a little. Something like that. All right. Maybe I'm gonna make the chat a bit smaller. So as we can see here, 66% of the possession for Argentina, and you can see in the momentum chart exactly what I meant. During the first, like, well, here it says like 10 minutes, because then Argentina kind of gains a lot of momentum here. But the first 10 minutes, the game very evenly contested in terms of the possession, the momentum, who is attacking who. Very spread. Like, it felt like at times Argentina had the ball, at times Cabo Verde had the ball, and we kind of both went back and forth. There wasn't really much going on. There weren't really shots on target during this period. Argentina then kind of grows into the game. This is like the clear chance for Messi, where he shoots and it goes just wide. The momentum drops back into Cabo Verde up until the hydration break around the 25th minute mark. And exactly after the hydration break, Messi scores after that amazing pass from Lisandro Martinez. Then the momentum, well, it drops back for Cabo Verde at around this time. for the most part, stays on Argentina's side. Cabo Verde has had only one shot that's created 0.04 XG so far. Argentina has had 4, creating 0.4 XG. If we look at the stats, we can see like how much XG Messi's goal actually had. 0.06. Oh no, that's Enzo Fernandez's shot. The goal for Messi was 0.24 XG. So basically half our XG was in Messi's goal. This chance from Messi was 7, 6, and 4. This the free kick from Messi. So yeah, most of our XG obviously in the goal. All the shot from Mendes that was blocked, not really much to write home about. But yeah, Messi had a big chance here and he put it away. Exactly what we needed. And it all comes off the pass of Lisandro Martinez, who has been absolutely amazing as well. Incredible with that assist. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. This, I think, has been a problem for the national team. I think that McAllister and Enzo have not looked great. And they both need to push forward a little. One of them, not both of them, one of them needs to push forward a little bit more and to try and cause issues to that Cabo Verde defense. We saw it at the end of the first half where Enzo was able to break through free and actually create a situation with a shot from distance. But yeah, they didn't really see much from it. Rumi's Rumi, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we are just doing the job. Exactly that. Cruise control from start to finish. It's not like Cabo Verde have created anything, but it's not like Argentina is destroying anybody either. It's kind of what I said, and it's kind of why I predicted this to be 2-0, because I don't think that even if we absolutely dominate and control a game, we're not one to put like 4 or 5 goals past anybody. This is kind of like the slow demolition, just like a cobra wrapping around your neck, slowly choking you out. That is how Argentina seems to play under Scaloni, making sure that everything is under control first, and then slowly choking the other team out of ideas. So off the bench, I mean, I think that one substitution that could be really key could be Leandro Paredes, so we can have that natural center midfielder to allow one of Enzo or McAllister to push forward a little bit. I think that Otamendi is at some point gonna come on for Romero. I don't expect Romero to complete all 90 minutes when we're considering his knock that he suffered in the game against Austria. I don't think that Tagliafico is needed. Like I think that straight up Medina is just gonna be the starting left back with how he's playing. Like he's been absolutely insane. I think that Julian Alvarez is gonna come on at some point. Nico Gonzalez is also gonna come on at some point. And after that, it's either gonna be like Palacios, Lo Celso, Nico Paz, Gio Simeone. Somebody else is also gonna make a cameo, I feel like. For Cabo Verde, I was surprised from the start that Ramiro Monteiro wasn't starting, that Dailon Livramento wasn't starting, that Gilson Benchimol wasn't starting. So I feel like Willy Semedo as well. So I feel like those are going to be easy substitutions for Bovista at some point if he needs to push and get the result. For Argentina, they are like a 9-to-5 team, just getting the job done. Yep. Not allowing the other team to do absolutely anything. I would prefer to see Lautaro and McAllister replaced by Paredes and Julian. I feel like it's very likely that those substitutions take place, Rumi. Very likely. But I think that it was sensitive to... not sensitive, like sensible to start with this lineup. I think that everything that Scaloni has done, every decision that he's done, makes sense on paper. Then it may work or not, but every decision that he's made makes sense on paper. Lautaro has been playing better than Julian, so he gets to start. We didn't see the best of Lautaro so far, so Julian could easily come off the bench and see if he can make an impact. Paredes could come on for either of the two center midfielders that haven't been really contributing much to the game, and be that defensive midfielder that kind of plays that role instead of having two hybrids in Enzo and McAllister, and allow either of the two to push forward more. What about Barco? He might get minutes in this game. Sure, Barco is another option to make a cameo. I just think that in terms of midfielders, coming, like, obviously the starting four, Almada, Enzo Fernandez, McAllister, and De Paul are like the main four. And then in the pecking order, it's like Paredes, Palacios, Lo Celso, and then Barco. So like Barco is like fourth option of the bench. It has to be a very specific situation for Barco to get something to a game, I feel like. But sure, he is one of the options. He's a fantastic player. I love him, and I hope to see more of him at the national team for sure. Hello, Tari. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. I'm gonna turn on the heater because it's getting like so cold here. And I definitely could get a coat, but I'm not going to. All right, we've seen enough Furmo already, so let me just go back to the usual watch-along thingy, so like the chat doesn't look that ugly anymore, and probably unfreeze myself too. I saw something crazy here. James, did you see the rumor of Bielsa potentially going to Ecuador? I have not, and I hope that isn't true, because I cannot think of a worse manager for Ecuador than Bielsa. Like, stylistically, that doesn't make sense, like, at all. And it kind of feels like the opposite of what Ecuador needs. Yeah, Bielsa should straight up retire from international management, I feel like. But like, specifically for Ecuador is terrible. Like, it's exactly the kind of manager you wouldn't want to get anywhere near Ecuador. Like, that'd be a crazy one. Enrique and Flick revived their managerial careers in clubs, so Bielsa could do the same. Yeah, I agree. And I know that there are many clubs that would love to have a coach like Bielsa. Hold on, I'm actually gonna connect the heater like closer to where I am, because I'm kind of like getting none from it. That should be better. I agree that Scaloni's original choices are correct, but Paredes is needed and Lautaro needs to come off, because this is not his type of match. I don't know if this is not Lautaro's type of match. I feel like, I mean, Julian can offer a lot in this game too, don't get me wrong, but I feel like stylistically this is a game more suited for Lautaro, a more physical game, if you ask me. But I don't know, like, Julian could offer things that obviously Lautaro doesn't for this game. I'm not denying that. Bielsa should coach for Newells and call it a day. Newells could really use somebody like Bielsa, especially because he's basically their identity. I mean, their stadium is called after him. Then you run into the issue that if you bring in Bielsa, he becomes bigger than the club, because, you know, the stadium is already named after him. So, like, if he ever does anything wrong, you really cannot say anything to him because of how big of a figure he is within Newells. Want to see Bielsa manage a Premier League again? Um, who could even take Bielsa at the Prem? Yeah, Bielsa with Leeds was something different. Like he revived Leeds basically. Leeds were as one of the most historic clubs in England. They were down and out, and Bielsa kind of revived them, and now they are. I mean, they are a bit of a yo-yo, but they revived themselves basically. Lo Celso and pass off the bench is key. Yeah, they could bring a lot of hit too. Everton if they sack Moyes. Sure, I could see Bielsa, Everton. What about Bielsa West Ham to try and get them promoted again? With such a low block, the team needs someone with agility and build up play like Julian. You will not out physical Cabo Verde. Sure, that's a take. That's something that that Julian can give you that Lautaro doesn't. West Ham are keeping Nuno. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Julian can definitely offer that over Lautaro. Then again, so far everything's going well for Argentina as the players walk out of the tunnel. There's no real reason to change anything so far, but will Martinez ever get that open play World Cup goal? I hope he does. Yeah, in seeing Infantino, especially because Infantino was right next to Tapia and Alejandro Dominguez. Like, there are probably not three people I would like to see out of football more than them. You must be really ahead of me because I still haven't seen Infantino again. Unless it's a broadcast of mine that is doing something different. If Lo Celso does well off the bench, he should start next match? No. We shouldn't change the midfield dynamic. No way. Lo Celso can still be an impact sub, but we're not changing the midfield. I don't think so. All right. And we're underway here for the second half. Argentina leading 1-0 against Cabo Verde. And so far, it has been a slow and controlled game. Hello, Mats. Thank you so much for joining. Wasn't watching the first half alone. Fair enough. Scaloni need to make changes that provide stability, but also increase the chance of a second goal. Yeah, so far, very controlled first half. Very clean, very tidy. Cabo Verde didn't really get to hit us on the counter attack. At least, not with great threat. They did push forward a few times, but it's not like they created anything when they actually did come forward. And for the most part, Argentina managed to keep possession, keep Cabo Verde in a chokehold, and then pounce on that one opportunity given. But yeah, obviously would love to see a second goal, and for that, I need exactly what I'm seeing right now. McAllister is sitting in that CDM role, which gives Enzo Fernandez more freedom. When I saw Argentina being so static and have McAllister and Enzo both in a double pivot, that's where I knew that something was up, because we were not getting movement off the ball and we were not finding any space in between the lines because we had an extra player in that central midfield role that we didn't really need. That is amazing combination play from Argentina. Messi needs to try and beat this defender. All right, passes it backwards. And that's going to be a throw-in for Cabo Verde. Argentina feel like the international version of PSG under Enrique. Yeah, I guess that's a good comparison. in prediction in the final, Paredes will start over McAllister. I mean, we would need to see McAllister. Like, McAllister hasn't been great at this World Cup, but we would need to see Paredes have incredible, and I mean incredible cameos for that to happen. All right, Verde pushing forward. Ball gets cleared away by Medina. Medina has been outstanding. Like, even with everything that I've said about Tagliafico and how he's so underrated for this team, like, the fact that Medina is defending like this is insane. This game doesn't look like it's in Miami, it's more in Buenos Aires. That's another thing that I was mentioning, like uh, in the preview, like before the game started, as Cabo Verde win a corner, their first corner of the night. When everybody, because Miami is the city where most Argentinians live, and it's the closest city to Buenos Aires, like geographically. When everybody saw that if Argentina topped their group, we would play in Miami, everybody put everything in this game. Like, everybody bought their tickets for this game. So, like, this was always going to be packed in favor of Argentina as we managed to clear the corner away. That is a bad giveaway, though. The shot from Borges is actually from Cabral, way off target, but should never play the ball to the middle like that. Never in a million years should play the ball to the middle like that. It actually takes a deflection, so it's going to be another corner. Molina for Argentina plays like prime Dani Alves. I don't know if I would go that far, but this is something that I always say. The Argentina players look better on the Argentinian national team than what they do for club, because the sum of our pieces is better than the individuals. And we work in a system and a tactic that, that shot was going nowhere near, because we work in a system and we have the synergy that helps every single individual in this team shine and look better than what they are. Boca Benfica last year looked like in La Bombonera, yeah, same as Boca Bayern. Both of those games played at this same stadium during the Club World Cup. Yeah, exactly. McAllister has done enough to keep the spot. I don't think he's getting dropped by Paredes, like, unless something insane happens. What is your opinion on Egypt beating Australia on penalties? It was a close game. I did actually predict it to finish 1-1 and go to penalties. The problem is that I had Australia winning on penalties. Egypt did well, especially in the first half. In the second half, they kind of parked the bus a little too early. Harry Suter had an amazing game. Australia did well to rally back, and then extra time was close. Marmoush meeting that chance at the start of the second half kind of missed a huge opportunity for Egypt to kill the game early, kept Australia in it. They managed to get the equalizer, and then in the penalty shootout, I mean, I don't understand why he subbed in Matthew Ryan, because Matt Ryan didn't seem to come anywhere near any of the penalties. And he, to my knowledge, he's not even a penalty specialist. And Egypt just managed their nerves better and went through. And if we win this game, we'll be playing against Egypt. You had the same prediction, Mats. We were really close. We both got the 1-1 correct, but we had the wrong winner on penalties. Emi Martinez is good for club and country, yeah, but he also gets stick. I mean, for every 5 amazing saves that he makes, he has a howler for Aston Villa, and his howlers every time get highlighted in social media because he has so many haters. But he does make some incredible saves for Aston Villa, and he's been one of the main reasons why they managed to win the Europa League and keep qualifying so consistently for European football. Salah versus Messi is going to be really, really exciting if it happens. Yeah, I didn't understand the goalkeeper substitution. Not the World Cup final, the Carabao Cup final. Oh, that is a long pass. Oh! If Molina manages to control that, He has a really good chance of scoring that. I look away from 1 second and another long ball is going over the head of the Cape Verdean back line. No, how is that a foul? And Nahuel Molina doesn't manage to control the ball. That is the difference between Molina and Messi. Like, Messi managed to control that perfectly to have enough time to get a finish, while Molina's first touch was a bit too long, which allowed Bociña to catch that one. Like, what I don't understand is that in 2022 against Peru, Matthew Ryan was subbed out for Redmayne, and Redmayne made the heroic saves to qualify Australia to the 2022 World Cup. And at that moment, I was like, okay, so Matt Ryan is their starter goalkeeper, but their penalty specialist is Redmayne. Ergo, Matt Ryan is not a penalty specialist. But in this game, Matt Ryan was subbed in for penalties like he was an expert, and then he didn't look like an expert during the shootout. Ooh, okay, Da Costa trying to control it. That long-range shot saved by Martinez. Saved by Martinez. That is the first shot on target that Cabo Verde has had this game. Again, another poor clearance, this time by Enzo Fernandez. Laying the ball straight to the middle for Duarte to have a shot saved by Emi Martinez on this one. Yeah, the Australia manager tried to be clever. I didn't understand it. Then Brandon was at Paraguay, Turkey, so you got to see full-on haramble by Gustavo Alfaro to win that one. Yeah, the first penalty taker being a center back in both occasions was weird. I mean, obviously, but I'm gonna be rooting for Argentina. Like, I love Salah, but if I have to take him out of the World Cup, it is what it is. Hello, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back. Thiago Almada is asking for somebody to make an overlap. Nobody really paying attention to him. Yeah, Miggy being sent off as well. Right, tomorrow, 4th of July in the USA too, and we have Morocco against Canada and another game. Oh, shoot! The pole! Shoot! Why didn't the pole try to shoot? Alright, Enzo now. Medina back for Enzo. I don't know why the pole didn't try to shoot there. It really looked like that's what he was going for. The pole again. Messi on the edge of the box. Gets dispossessed. Oh, Cabo Verde kind of playing with fire here. Bociña. Messi's trying to strip the ball away from him, so Bociña has to just kick it out. That got really scrappy really quickly. Supporting Man United player Lisandro over. Look, during the World Cup, clubs doesn't matter, alright? I'm supporting River Plate players if necessary for the national team, which there are some. Doesn't matter. Clubs don't matter for the international game. If it's the Argentina national team is above everything. I think that putting Salah in the third penalty is smart. Like, you either want your best penalty taker to go first or to go third. You don't want a situation where you put them fourth or fifth and they don't get to take a penalty. Like, you need to put them first to break the ice, or third, which the third penalty, if anybody has missed, is the most high pressure penalty that is kind of make or break, because it either gives you match point or it denies match point to the opponent if you score it. Yeah, at least we have McAllister for Liverpool. I don't know. Current Nuno Mendes also looks really good. Maybe not as good as 2025 Nuno Mendes, but Nuno Mendes this World Cup has so far looked like one of the few solid pieces out of Portugal. That as well was the anniversary of Diogo Jota's death. Oh, that is gonna be a foul from Kuti. How Salah was treated by Slot was disgraceful. Like, I don't blame Salah for leaving. Freaking Infantino next to Chiquitapia. Messi. Okay, Verde on the ball again. Lenini. Good play from Costa. I don't think Croatia were robbed. They just were really unlucky on how close those goals were. Okay, nice. We get the ball back with Lautaro. Yeah, but that is not gonna work. We cannot play long like that. Da Costa once again. Open to Ryan Mendes. Oh, through the legs of Medina. Oh my god. And that is exactly what we didn't need to happen. And that is exactly what we didn't need to happen. The one moment for them. Ryan Mendes with the pass through the legs of Medina. Ryan Mendes through the legs of Medina. And Duarte scores. Medina has looked amazing defensively all game, and it just took that one moment. And I think that nobody was really keeping track of Duarte inside the box. Lisandro is really far away from him. Lisandro needs to be much closer to Duarte there. And the ball then goes through the legs of Lisandro too. Duarte shot through the legs of Lisandro and right next to the foot of Emi. It actually touches the foot of Emi Martinez and goes hit on the far post. I feel like Argentina could have done way better defensively there. Way better. That is really poor defensively from Argentina on all fronts. I mean, Medina was like an individual mistake, but like the Lisandro one is shocking. Lisandro not being close to Duarte is the shocking part. Lisandro Martinez needed to be right next to Duarte there. And yeah, what a moment for Cabo Verde. As now we're going to see the two substitutions that we were asking about in halftime. It's going to be Paredes and Julian Alvarez. But not right now. First, return to play. Yeah, the substitutions are going to come to... Yeah, double nutmeg for that. Which Martinez? Like, I think that... I mean... Possibly Divo Martinez in goal could have done better, but I feel like the goal is mainly on Lisandro Martinez because Lisandro doesn't recognize that his teammates already got the rest of the attackers on lock, and he just needs to be closer to Duarte in case that ball by Mendes comes through, which it does. All right, ball for Medina, down to the middle, cleared away by Lenini. But yeah, absolutely out of nowhere because we had control of this game the entire way. And I mean, it was just one bad defensive play for Argentina, who have looked so solid this entire tournament. Oh, Messi! Messi through! Messi! Saved by Bociña! Saved by Bociña on the one-on-one. What a clutch save by Bociña on Messi. Oh my god, come on. Come on. Oh, Messi tried to go through the legs of Bociña, but it wasn't low enough. Messi was through on goal. That had to be it. That had to be it. Now the substitutions are coming on. Okay, Lautaro coming off for Julian. And honestly, Lautaro comes off right when he made the best play, which was assisting Messi right there. And Thiago Almada comes off for Nico Gonzalez. So it's not Paredes. It's actually Nico Gonzalez with Julian Alvarez. I really thought I saw the number 5. But no, it's because it was the number 15 from Nico Gonzalez. So Almada off for Nico Gonzalez. Alvarez in for Lautaro. These are like the usual substitutions too. Yeah, Messi will get another opportunity, I believe. Cross in to the box. Caught by Bociña. Needed 2 touches for that one. Yeah, the double nutmeg on the goal was painful. Lo Celso could be given an opportunity as well to make something different happen. And what now, right? Cabo Verde is also making substitutions. I see Jairo Monteiro coming on. Cabo Verde playing with fire, trying to come out from the back. No foul from Alexis. Good recovery. Chad, don't start. I swear. But people who thought this game was gonna be easy, like I told you at the start. Messi once again. Nico Gonzalez. Alright, Nico, what are you gonna do? That pass was way too soft, but Medina is still gonna get to it. Nico Gonzalez again. Enzo. Enzo opens to Medina. Alexis, Enzo. Right, Molina for the pole. We're shifting it from side to side. Here comes Alexis. Long pass for... No, Nico Gonzalez, that's not it. We cannot finish the play like that. Okay, Alexis for Molina. Argentina just prodding away, trying to find a breakthrough, but Cabo Verde once again defending on the low block. Julian very far away from the box. This is what we meant, that Julian was probably going to be stepping away from the striker position to try and link up. So now we're putting your theory to the test, Rumis. Seeing if having a striker that steps out of the box and links up play and is more agile is better for this kind of game. Oh, that is good for Nico. No, what is that finish from Enzo? I mean, but that is the second time that Nico Gonzalez has tried to control with his chest to try and assist a teammate, and it hasn't really worked. And it's the second time that, you know, that control is a bit too long for Enzo Fernandez. He tries to finish it, but gets blocked by an adversary. Boca should sign Bociña, honestly. Why not? But I don't think we need a 40-year-old keeper. All right, Jamiro Monteiro and Dailon Libramento, two players who I honestly expected to start, are off the bench for Cabo Verde. Okay, the Duarte that came off is not the one that scored the goal. The Duarte that came off is Deroy Duarte, the one who plays for. No, that Deroy Duarte is the one who scored the goal. The one that came off is Laros Duarte. All right, Messi. That's a clear foul, and that should be a yellow card as well. That is the first yellow card of the game. I don't know what Lenini is complaining about. Like, if you pull on Messi's shirt like that, like you can get Messi's shirt after the game, buddy. Like, I don't know what even is the complaint here. The free kick is in the center, but it's not exactly close. We've seen Messi score this type of free kicks, but it's not the easiest. When has that stopped Messi, right? It would be so clutch to score this. For reference, it looks like the free kick he scored against Liverpool. Hits the wall. Don't sweat it. Like, how am I supposed to not sweat it? It's a knockout, World Cup knockout game. How am I supposed to not sweat it? All right, the Argentine public getting up once again. Long ball from Cuti gets cleared away by Cabral. Good recovery from Julian. I don't even want to imagine a world where this goes to penalties, Tari. I cannot. I understand we have Divo and I trust our penalty takers as well, but I cannot imagine a world where this goes to penalties. Winning this in 90 would be so key. Thinking of in the games ahead, but like we just need to win. Like that's it at this point. All right, Julian. De Paul plays for Messi, cleared away by Pico Lopez. De Paul once again, great recovery. Their pass was a bit too long, but we get the ball back. Argentina upping the intensity a lot now. Cabo Verde don't get a chance to breathe, but we need to create chances now. Nico Gonzalez. Come on. We're upping the intensity a lot. Cabo Verde cannot get a hold of the ball like whatsoever. Nico Gonzalez once again. Medina. Julian inside the box. Messi. That's a foul. That's another free kick. All right. And this free kick is basically on the edge of the box. This is exactly on the edge of the box. Another foul on Messi. And this one is really close to the box. That is 100% Messi territory. But Amri, who do you sub out for pass? Ginobili looks nervous. Who do you sub out for pass? Like one of Lincoln Salvador McAllister, maybe. I wish Paredes could take it over Messi. Are you crazy? Please, we need this. Messi. Ay, what a save by Bociña! What a save by Bociña! Oh my days! What a save by Bociña! That was insane! Messi took it quickly, and what a save by Bociña! That was unreal! Now the corner. The Paul gonna take the corner this time around. The Paul with the cross. Nico Gonzalez! Lisandro! Ah! Oh my god, and we're getting the cooling break now. What a save by Bociña! Bociña was... Oh my god, he was distracted making the wall. Bociña was on the other post making the wall. Messi tries to catch him off guard, going to the far post. Bociña manages to make it across the entire goal to catch that. And if anything, I feel like this hydration... If the first half hydration break benefited Argentina, and we got the goal right after that, I feel like this hydration break 100% benefits Cabo Verde, because we were upping the intensity. We had Cabo Verde up against the ropes. If you continue the play to go on for like 5 or 10 minutes, surely we score. But this hydration break kind of stops our momentum. This is what I mean with the hydration breaks. Like, you can get benefited and you can also get done dirty by them. It's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but it depends on which situation of the game you're in. I mean, roomies, you saw how Messi took that free kick. Like, almost every time that is going in, Bociña just made an unreal save, even after being caught off guard. How do you think Argentina would do with a traditional striker such as Haaland, Kane, or even a target man like Giroud? Would it work for the attack? I think that Julian usually works better for this team, but I don't know. I guess like if that traditional striker was of the quality of Haaland, Kane, sure, the team will work even better. But Julian is really important for this team as well. Lautaro too, honestly. Everybody in the chat seems to be very confident that we're gonna score again. I have no doubt in my mind that we're gonna win, but I'm getting nervous. I was nervous before the game, but like my nerves went away as soon as we scored, because we seemed to have everything under control. Cabo Verde hadn't really gone forward whatsoever. I will agree on one thing with Mats, that because Argentina allowed that very few chances, you need Emi Martinez to make those saves. Like, when you allow few chances, the few chances that you do allow, you need your goalkeeper to bail you out. And Emi Martinez, while not at fault for that goal, could have probably done better. I think that the main fault of the goal still falls on Lisandro Martinez. Cabo Verde is being our Switzerland in 2014, but we don't have a Di Maria anymore. Oh, see, and now after the hydration break, here comes Cabo Verde, and that's gonna be a foul. See? Like, after the hydration break, Cabo Verde recompose themselves, push forward, put themselves in a dangerous situation, and Ramiro Monteiro force a foul from McAllister. Sometimes I wish we still had Di Maria, but it was for the best that Di Maria retired and led way for the left some room for the new guys like the Thiago Almadas and whatnot. All right, we know what Lenini can do from this one. He's going for goal from there. Okay, this time it went way off target. Thiago Almada has been the replacement for Di Maria, but there's like no natural replacement for Di Maria so far. Like Thiago Almada is not the same kind of player. Still really good, but not the same. All right, that's a foul on Kuti from Libramento. Yeah, Otamendi will also retire from international duty after the World Cup. Moknorke, thank you so much for joining. Worried after the hydration break with Cabo Verde getting comfortable once again. Look at how they're pressing. That's a foul on Lisandro too. I don't know why the ref decided to play on, but see, now we get dispossessed. Ryan Mendes gets dispossessed himself. Good from Nico Gonzalez and Julian. But look at the intensity of the press by... Isn't Pina already on a yellow? How is that not a second yellow? I feel like the ref was gonna show a second yellow to Pina, and then he realized that Pina was already booked and didn't show him a second yellow, just gave him another warning. But see, the hydration break ended. Like, we had Cabo Verde up against the ropes. In came the hydration break, and suddenly they are pressing like crazy and trying to retake momentum of the game. That's a good ball for Nico Gonzalez. Off to the middle. Nobody gets to it. Alright, we need a bit more like that. Okay, 2 substitutions. That is going to be Willy Semedo for Ryan Mendes. It does feel like the Switzerland match. No, we cannot have it go to penalties. Can always depend on Messi. I mean, somebody else has to score, surely, right? If you could choose a replacement for Di Maria in this team, who would you choose? Oh, like all time? I think somebody like Canigia would be really good. Enzo cannot make up for that bad pass. Okay, Semedo loses the ball. Other Argentina players have been good, but not necessarily in scoring. 10 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. It only needs... We only need one. We only need one. Okay, Julian, Messi. Messi, open up. Okay, Julian doesn't play. Oh, is there... No! Oh my god, Lopez almost scores an own goal. How did Lopez make that clearance? That was insane. Oh my god, Pico Lopez. Take a bow. Like, I cannot hate on that. That is an insane clearance. The corner is taken quickly. The Pole is gonna put in the cross. Headed in, cleared away. Dude, Pico Lopez almost scores an own goal, but ends up clearing the ball in an extremely clutch fashion. Alright, Enzo, that is not a good pass, Enzo. Enzo, I'm sorry. Enzo has been shit this game. Enzo, I cannot stop. I cannot hide it anymore. Like, Enzo has been crap this game. The cross by Molina. And Enzo was there to tap it in. And Pico Lopez clears it away. And by a miracle, it's not an own goal. That was insane. Insane defending from Cabo Verde, who's coming up clutch right now. Alright, Lisandro. Over to Nico Gonzalez and back to Medina. Ay, man. Argentina are not playing bad. Like that's the worst. I mean, that's the good part, but it's also the frustrating part. Is that Argentina are not playing bad. We should have put this game to bed way earlier. And the fact that in the only good chance that Cabo Verde have had, we conceded is so frustrating too. Bosnia is gonna come off his line and pick that up. Just one moment. We just need one moment of magic by anybody. Dude, if that Pico Lopez chance like went in, that's all we needed to. Alright. We play out from the back once again. It seems like that ultra aggressive pressing that Cabo Verde proposed after the hydration break has died down, and they are back to sitting back in the low block. Paredes is gonna come on now. Roomies, they are listening to you. Like Paredes has already taken the best off. All right, ball to Messi again. The ball. Nico Gonzalez on the edge. Oh my god, again the clearance. This time by Borges. Oh my gosh. We're doing everything right. We're doing everything right. Lenini with the clearance. We're doing everything right. Here comes Paredes. Off Rodrigo de Paul. I don't know how both McAllister and Enzo are still on the pitch, by the way. I don't know why the Paul is a substitution, but okay. Oh, the crossing by Messi. Nico Gonzalez doesn't get a header into it. Come on! Alright. I don't understand why it's the Paul, the substitution. Like, surely that was Enzo. Ah, now Medina is injured. Well, that's gonna be Tagliafico on. Now Medina is injured. That's gonna be Tagliafico on. And I wonder if Scaloni is gonna want to make the fifth substitution as well, considering it's gonna be the final window. Are you surprised by Bosnia's performance? No, we saw what Bosnia could do. We saw it. I'm not surprised. I knew he could pull off these heroics. I'm just frustrated, but we knew it could happen. Yeah, Scaloni is asking for the sub right now. Yeah, Medina cannot go on. Yeah, we're not making a fifth substitution. We're not making a fifth substitution. At least until extra time. There will be no fifth substitution. In comes Tagliafico for Medina. All right, cleared away by Paredes. Cabo Verde coming forward again. Like this should not be this close. Like up until Cabo Verde equalized, this was on cruise control, and now everything has slipped away. Now everything has gone off the rails. All right, there was offside. Like you shouldn't. No, we made 4 subs, but we wasted all 3 windows. So like, we cannot make our 4th sub until extra time, where we get another sub and another window. In extra time, we could make 2 more subs, because we would get another sub, the 6th one, and another window to make our 5th sub that we hadn't made. I just hope we don't have to get to that, and we can win it in these final few minutes. Alright, Messi on the right. Great from Messi. Is he gonna put in a cross? Messi puts in a cross for Julian. Cleared away. What is that clearance? Alexis with the shot. No, it took a deflection. It so obviously took a deflection. Ref. It so obviously took a deflection. It so obviously took a deflection. They need to give that as a corner. It so obviously took a deflection. Yeah, it is gonna be a corner. It so obviously took a deflection. Oh my god. Alright. Messi with the corner now. Please. We need this. Come on, please. Messi with the cross. Cleared away by Bociña. Back for Paredes. Molina, what is that? Molina. Alright, but Tagliafico is gonna go for it. Julian. Lisandro, Enzo, Tagliafico, please. Julian. Back to Messi. Messi inside the box. Messi for... McAllister tried to lay it off for Julian. It's cleared away. My gosh, man. I knew this was gonna be difficult, but no way it should have been this difficult. Bro, don't remind me of that Ecuador game in the Copa America. That was so stressful as well. And that was another game that we had absolutely under control up until the very end. Messi up against Cabral. Messi still on the ball. Puts in a good cross. McAllister. Oh my god. What? How many times are they gonna clear the ball? No, they are appealing for a handball. I didn't think that was a handball. I didn't think that was a handball from Pico Lopez. I don't think that was a handball. I need to check the replay, but I don't think that was a handball. Let's see. What do we think, Chad? No, that's not a handball. That's not a handball. No. No, that's not a handball. If they give that, it's Argentina. It's actually Argentina. That's not a handball. That's not a handball. That's not a handball because first it's a header from McAllister, then it touches the head of Pico Lopez, and then it hits like right here, like on the edge of the arm and the thingy. It's not. Yeah, they're not gonna check it. Yeah, it's not a penalty. I agree with the VAR and the referee on this decision. It's not a pen. It's not a pen. Of course I would take it, but it's not a pen. I have to be honest with you guys. It's not a pen. Paredes, yep, that's not gonna work. Argentina don't have to give in to desperation. That is a good recovery, though. All right, Enzo. Enzo playing like worse than Vitinha today. Like, it's kind of crazy. Alvarez hasn't really done well either. Okay, that's 8 minutes of stoppage time, apparently. Paredes. All right, Messi. Over to Nico Gonzalez. Heads it in. Inside the box. That's going to be a foul, isn't it? No. Julian. Enzo. Holy fuck. Please. Paredes again. Julian. 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 Julian isn't doing enough to like tell me that he should be starting ahead of Lautaro. Like, I'm being honest. Like, Lautaro wasn't good today, but Julian is also not doing enough. Enzo. Over to Alexis. Come on. Please, somebody. There are 3 players on Messi at all times. Somebody has to be free. Molina. Back to McAllister. There are so many players waiting in the box, but we're not going to put in a cross. Paredes from distance, saved by Bociña. That was a good attempt from Paredes, honestly. I respect going for the long distance shot. But yeah, it's not a complicated save for Bociña. 6 minutes left on the game. Nico gets dispossessed by Monteiro. Alright, Enzo gets the ball back. Alexis, don't... No funny business close to our box, please. No funny business. Alright, it's not like how they're gonna press that hard at this point of the game. They're getting what they wanted. Alright, Paredes once again. Like they were saying, orchestrating, but what does it really do in this context? Alexis also needs to push forward. It's not only Enzo now that we have Paredes. Alexis also needs to push forward. Paredes for Molina. Is Molina gonna put in a cross? He is. It takes a deflection. The ball bounces and Willy Semedo now is gonna have to clear it away. He does. Tagliafico is gonna get to it. Enzo again. McAllister. What is McAllister gonna do? Messi. Messi twists, turns, continues. That's a foul. Oh my god, that's a great free kick. That is an incredible free kick. That is a great spot for Messi. That is a great spot for Messi. Fuck me. Please, if there's anyone that can take us out of this situation, like please, if that isn't the perfect spot for Messi to take a free kick. Man. Please. Please, man. Please, I swear. Four minutes of stoppage time have gone. If that isn't the perfect spot for Messi to take a free kick. Messi, I know I'm asking for too much. You've already done everything. You've already done everything. I'm asking for too much here. One more. One more. Bosnia has already done enough too. Bosnia has already done enough too. Please. Messi for the free kick. Please. Messi. Oh, Bosnia, the rebound. Enzo, please, what are you doing? That was not a good save by Bosnia. Like, Bosnia was caught off guard by the bounce of the ball and gave a really bad rebound. It's just that Enzo couldn't capitalize on it. Oh my god, man. Why are they giving the free kick, man? Fuck me. It's unreal. It cannot be an international tournament without this, under Scaloni without extra time. But not, surely not this early. Surely not against Cabo Verde. No disrespect to Cabo Verde. They played a fantastic game. But Argentina should have put this game to bed a long time ago. Cross into the box, cleared away by Enzo. If we don't press, Cabo Verde are gonna keep the ball there. And I understand that we're trying to not lose the game right now, too. This is insane. This is insanity. Okay, Lisandro clears that away. Monteiro. Is that a foul from Paredes? No. Oh my god. If that was a foul from Paredes on the final kick of the game, Pico Lopez is still gonna get to that. Tagliafico, that's a foul on Tagliafico from Willy Semedo. Do we have one more in us? Do we have one more in us? Alexis now. If we don't put this close to the box, the ref is gonna just blow the whistle. Lisandro opens to Nico Gonzalez, and this is the last kick of the game. He's gonna end the game. He ends the game. I agree, Mogonorke. It's embarrassing on some of the players. I don't think Argentina's performance was bad, honestly. I don't think Argentina's performance was bad. Some of the players, though, I cannot. Some of the players, Alexis and Enzo especially, I cannot. Medina and Lisandro are to blame for the goal, too. Medina and Lisandro are to blame for the goal. Alexis and Enzo have been invisible. The strikers, both Lautaro and Julian, have not done enough. Thiago Almada, while he was on, wasn't doing anything. Nico Gonzalez, since he came on, he's trying, but he's not really doing much either. I mean, like, yeah, Paredes could try to shoot, but besides that, insane stuff. I agree, James. Argentina has played well, but playing well doesn't really get you far if the only chance you're gonna give to their team you concede and you don't create enough chances yourself. Yeah, Messi can only do so much. What do you mean Messi's timid with his free kicks? He's trying to score them. Like, what? Okay, whoever was asking for Lo Celso, apparently he's preparing to come on too. All right, first time of extra time. Vamos. With the same intensity. I would take Enzo off for Lo Celso with how he's playing right now. He tends to go to the goalkeeper's side so much nowadays. I mean, it would be just as bad if he always went away from the goalkeeper, because at that point they were always expected. I mean, Cabo Verde are also fighting for their lives out here, but I expect Argentina to do the same, and that's a good recovery from Alexis. Enzo, like the same intensity that everybody else is putting, you need to put it right now. I need Enzo off the pitch like immediately for Lo Celso, I swear. Enzo is not doing it for me anymore. Enzo is not doing it for me anymore. Enzo is not doing it for me anymore. All right, Paredes. Molina with the cross. Cleared away. That's going to be a corner. Come on, vamos. I mean, we only have one sub window though in extra time, right? So if pass were to come in, we would need to make both substitutions at the same time. The thing is, pass for who? Who do you like? If you already sub out Enzo for Lo Celso, who do you sub in for Nico Paz? That's the question. All right, corner for Argentina. Okay, Messi with the cross, head it in. Nico Gonzalez on the other side. Julian, Enzo. ¡Gol! 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 ¡Carajo! ¡Vamos! 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 ¡Gol! ¡Carajo! Lisandro! Of all people appearing on the far post, Lisandro Martinez! The butcher from Manchester! No, I swear if they check that Tagliafico offside. No, I swear if they check that Tagliafico offside. What a finish by Lisandro Martinez. Holy fuck. Top corner on the first post. Top corner on the near post for Lisandro Martinez. After the header by McAllister. I swear, if they check that Tagliafico offside, I'm gonna lose it. If they check that Tagliafico, it's a goal. ¡Vamos! 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 Why did it have to come to this? Holy shit. What a shot by Lisandro Martinez. Holy fuck. Why did it have to come to this? Why did it... Now we have another 26 minutes of football to go through. And you know that Cabo Verde is gonna go for it. Now we're most likely gonna have to score another. Now that they'll probably leave themselves exposed at the back. My fucking god, man. Jesus Christ. No, they're not going to VAR. They've already not checked it. Good recovery. That's a foul. No foul? No foul! What? Oh, you need to be closer to Duarte again. Valera towards the inside. Cabral. Oh my fucking god, man. Lenini. Over to Valera again. Valera for Cabral. Takes a deflection. It's a corner for Cabo Verde. My fucking dick, man. My gosh, what are we doing? Seriously. Cha. I mean, this is insane. Okay, Nico Gonzalez with the clearance. That's gonna be another corner. Clear it, for fuck's sake. That's another corner. Jesus Christ. Vladislav, thank you so much for joining. Vladislav, Medina had been amazing until he let one single pass go between his legs. Medina had been outstanding up until he let one pass go between his legs. And Lisandro Martinez didn't mark Duarte. Okay. Nice from Julian. Exactly. Medina had a brain fart in an overall incredible game. Okay, here comes Julian. Okay, we need some... Yeah, exactly. Somebody to come to help. Alright, just keep the ball there. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Nick Gonzalez for Julian. Messi, Julian, Messi, Messi takes a deflection. Does Julian win it? Julian, that's gonna be a corner. Okay, that's exactly what we needed from Julian Alvarez. There were a lot of misplaced passes. Not by Medina, at least. I don't think so. True, Lisandro Martinez also scored against Ecuador that time around, right? That's exactly what we needed from Julian Alvarez. A bit more than that. Oh, here's the offside. How close was this Tagliafico offside? Okay, not that close, but it was close. Not that close, but it was close. From the camera angle, it kind of looked like Tagliafico was offside, but it wasn't. Alright, corner for Argentina. Messi with the cross. Cleared away. Enzo on the edge of the box. The shot gets deflected. I don't know. Lisandro just has great technique, but he didn't win a header like for the goal. He appeared on the far post and fired a shot. Alright, Kuti. That's a good pass for Enzo. Vamos. Enzo, find somebody. Nico Gonzalez. What is that pass, Nico? Nico! What is that pass? See, that is a badly placed pass. Nico Gonzalez, what the shit? By the way, Vladislav, don't spoil in the chat. But that was a horrible pass by Nico Gonzalez. You cannot take Nico off, sadly, because he... I mean, you can. I wouldn't take Nico Gonzalez off, but he's been poor, man. Monteiro with the cross. Oh my gosh. Emi Martinez kind of hesitated to come off his line. Moreira over to Semedo. We need to find that third goal because you know that Cabo Verde is going to go for it up until the very end, and I don't know if my heart can handle it. Valera again. How is he getting past Medina that easily? I swear. Alright, that is good defending from Paredes. Holy shit. I cannot believe my eyes. I cannot believe my eyes. I cannot believe my eyes. That doesn't make sense. You cannot explain that. You cannot explain that. You cannot explain that. You cannot explain that goal. That is football. That is football for you. Like Molina is off. Montiel is on. What? That doesn't make sense. That straight up doesn't make sense. That is stupid. That is just stupid. Look at where Cabral gets the ball. That is stupid. That is a stupid goal. I cannot believe my eyes. That is so stupid. That is a stupid goal by Sidney Lopez Cabral. He's gonna try that 100 times and he's never gonna put it there. He's gonna try that 100 times and he's never gonna put it there. How does that happen? That feels like the Saudi Arabia goal. That feels like the Pavard goal in 2018, where it's like, how do you explain that? Like, what do you do against that? What do you do against that? That is stupid. Montiel was appealing for a handball, but now it's play on. How is that a? It's not a massive mistake by Maca. He got beat by Lopez Cabral, but did you see where Lopez Cabral placed that? Did you see where that went top bins from the edge of the box? That was a stupid goal. That was a ridiculously wonderful goal. Like, you cannot even hate on that, but what the actual fuck? Okay, Nico, good turn. Nico, plays a good pass. Oh my god, save by Bociña. Montiel, the rebound, cleared away. Another save by Bociña on Messi. God, man, Nico Gonzalez needs to be better in the final third. Like, holy fucking shit, that mine is so frustrating. Yeah, Bociña gets translated into grandma. Because that's literally what I mean, I think it means grandpa, actually. Or maybe it is grandma, I don't remember. Bociña was either grandma or grandpa. Like Vladislav, like McAllister gets beat, yes. He's not gonna put it top corner, surely. It's Sidney Lopez Cabral, not fucking Olise. No, it's not Dembele. It's Sidney Lopez Cabral. And he puts it top bins from that position. I cannot with my life. I cannot. Can we find something before halftime of extra time? It's stupid. This whole game is stupid. Messi. Montiel. What is that pass? Why does nobody know how to pass suddenly? What is that pass from Montiel? How can Montiel, dude, finding Messi is the easiest thing in the world. How do you misplace a pass that badly? He was 5 meters away from you. I cannot believe that went in. I cannot believe that went in. I cannot believe that went in. First half of extra time is over. I cannot believe that went in. I cannot go higher than 99 minutes. Stupid. Alright, my clock is gonna be wrong now because it doesn't allow me to go over 100 minutes. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on 15. Mognorke, don't say that. We're not going out. I refuse to believe that. I refuse. I refuse to believe we're going out. I refuse to believe we're going out. I refuse to believe we're going out. That is so stupid, man. That is so stupid. That's so unbelievably stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. Hello, Valverde. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Yeah, CR7. Yeah, whatever. Vamos, vamos. Chad, it's not the time to be a doubter. It's not a time to be a doubter. I believe. I need you guys to believe with me. I need you guys to believe with me. I need you guys to believe with me. Julian for Montiel, that is a bit too long. Look at all the legends that are there on the stands, bro. I mean, if we make it out of this, this is a massive wake-up call for many players. And honestly, like, better to get the wake-up call and progress than get the wake-up call but go out. We need to advance no matter what. I don't care how at this point. Like, that's a foul on Alexis. Valverde, you're allowed to hate watch all you want, but don't spam. Like, if you spam, I'm gonna remove you from the chat. You're allowed to hate watch. I don't mind that. RDS, this is football. Did you see that Sidney Lopez goal? Did you see that Cabral goal? This is football. It's stupid. It's a stupid game. Monteiro now on the ball, cleared away by McAllister. Semedo, Willy Semedo, is gonna pass it backwards. That's why it's better to get the warning in the group stage. I mean, sure, but Muka, thank you so much for joining. Football is what's going on, Muka. Football is what's going on. Gotta love this game. All right, good ball for Tagliafico. Okay, good play for Enzo for once. That's not a foul, says the ref. I don't think anybody can believe this, Tari. Like, not even Cape Verdeans themselves, but it's insane that we're in this position. Julian was offside, apparently. That's crazy to me. I don't understand how Enzo hasn't come off and the pole has. Like, I don't understand why Enzo's still on the pitch and the pole had to come off. Like, unless the pole was absolutely gassed out, that doesn't make sense to me. Unless the pole was absolutely gassed out, that doesn't make sense to me. No. But RDS, Cape Verde had my respect even if we beat them 3-0 or something. Cabo Verde always had my respect. And I said before the game that this was not going to be an easy game no matter what. I said this was not going to be an easy game. The thing is that some of the individual performances on our side have been atrocious. And even then, Cabo Verde scored a goal that is so stupid that they're going to try it 100 times and they're never going to score it. Like, both things can be true. Like, there are some players in this Argentina team that are heavily underperforming, and Cabo Verde are having the time of their lives. Oh, that is a great play by Nico Gonzalez. Cleared away at the last minute. Imagine if Nico Gonzalez suddenly scored that solo goal out of nowhere after all the chances that he's missed. After everything he's wasted. Alright, another corner. Another corner for Argentina. Messi to step up. Can we find something else in another corner? I doubt it's going to be Lisandro Martinez again. Cross into the box. Clear. Goal! Cuti! Goal! 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 Vamos! 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 Again on the fucking set piece. Cuti Romero, the other center back. Vamos! Vamos! We've seen this with Cape Verde already, like, and you have to beat them while they're down again. Yeah, that's an assist for Messi, obviously. It comes directly from the corner. Who fucking cares if you get a direct assist or not? Who cares? Who cares if it's an assist? Now finish the job. Because we've seen Cape Verde come back from this. And you know they're gonna come for it. Once again. You have like 8 minutes to come through. Alright, Messi. Enzo once again, McAllister. Okay, if we keep the ball right there. Like the team how it functions is still good. The problem is some of the individuals have been atrocious this game. All right, it's a 3-on-3. What is that pass? 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 Okay, yeah. I told you that you're allowed to hate watch, but you're not allowed to spam. Like, take until the end of the game, buddy. Like, you're allowed to hate watch, but like, if you're gonna spam, like, it's not already fun. Is it? Willy Semedo once again blocked by Montiel. Holy fucking shit, man. Okay, it's off. Okay. My fucking god, man. My gosh. That bounced off the back of Nico Gonzalez. Like, it is Cuti Romero's header, but I think it bounces off the back of Nico Gonzalez. I don't understand how Alexis hasn't come off. That's a terrible foul to give away. That is a terrible foul to give away. See, Vladislav, this is exactly why Lautaro was playing ahead of Julian. That is a terrible foul to give away, Montiel. That is awful. That is a terrible foul to give away. That is a terrible foul to give away. We're having so many Bozo moments. It's kind of crazy. That is a terrible foul for Montiel to give away. All right, free kick for Cabo Verde. Sidney Cabral to take it. I swear he's gonna go for goal. Saved by Emi Martinez. Holy shit. Saved by Emi Martinez. I knew he was going for goal on that. Saved by Emi Martinez. Saved by Emi Martinez. Why does it have to be this way? Like, it shouldn't be this way. I mean, that is the bare minimum I can ask Emi Martinez. Because out of the other 3 shots on target, 2 of them went in. And I know that he has no responsibility in those, but holy fuck. He needs to save something. Desertune, thank you so much for joining. Holy fuck. Alright, they're delaying the corner because Cabral is on the pitch stretching. Tagliafico having to change his jersey because he was bleeding. Yeah, but why do they think that Tagliafico is time wasting? Like, he literally has a nosebleed. Are they gonna ask us to be on 10 men for this free kick? For this corner? Are they gonna let them play the corner while Tagliafico... Okay, no, Tagliafico comes back. Jesus fuck. Benchimol with the cross. Cleared away by Tagliafico of all people. Actually, it was Paredes. They are not wasting time. Like, I think that they were legit injured, Cabral. Oh my god. Ball is still on. Emi Martinez, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my fucking god, man. How do you not win that header? And Divo Martinez has to make that save. That's gonna be another corner. Like, my fucking god, man. Cleared away. No, 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 no. He's off, he's off, he's off. I don't know how he missed that, but he was off anyway. I don't know how Livramento missed that, but he was off anyway. I saw that he was offside, like from miles away, but I still don't know how he missed that. Like he was off by like a full meter. How did Livramento miss that? Oh my days. Dude, McAllister is gassed out. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like, how is De Paul the one getting subbed out and not McAllister or Enzo? Is beyond me. It's beyond me. Okay, cleared away by Paredes, and now we need to figure out whatever stoppage time they're gonna give. Monteiro with the ball. Cabral is straight up limping, but I don't think Cabo Verde has any subs left. Willy Semedo takes a deflection on Tagliafico and is out for a corner again. Three minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, Tagliafico took that to the nuts. Not Tagliafico, Lisandro. Lisandro took that to the nuts. Yeah, straight up. Another corner. Benchimol. Cleared away. Okay. Oh, please, please, this counter attack needs to work. Enzo, for the love of God. Put in a good through ball. Julian. Oh, it was Sinya off his line. Clears it off. Fuck me, dude. Willy Semedo now. Tagliafico, you cannot get beat by that. Another cross into the box. Cleared away by McAllister. You have to block that shot. Off. It's out, 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 it's out. Final minute. Final minute. Emi Martinez plays long. Julian wins in the air. Nico Gonzalez for Messi. Messi gets to it. Over to Nico Gonzalez, and he's gonna keep it at the corner flag. Nico Gonzalez tries to keep it at the corner flag, but gets dispossessed by Borges. Cuti clears it away. Alright, 30 seconds, and Cabo Verde is gonna play this one. Tagliafico, you have to win that. Nice, Tagliafico. Somebody has to be on that. Nice, Paredes. Nice, Paredes. They're gonna give the throwing. They're gonna allow the throwing. This is the last kick of the game. They're gonna allow the throwing. Livramento. Cleared away. It has to be it. You cannot give the corner. Has to be it. Has to be it. ¡Vamos! 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 Cabo Verde, man. Cabo Verde, man. Cabo Verde, man. For those saying Cinderella merchants, Cabo Verde. The history of the tournament. The history of the tournament, Cabo Verde. Nothing but massive respect for those guys. Nothing but massive respect for Cabo Verde. And I had respect for them even if we had, like I said, even if we beat them in 90, like 3-0 or something, I still would have had massive respect for them, but holy shit. Even if we had beat them 3-0 in 90 minutes and they didn't have a single shot on target, massive respect to them. But they showed today what they're made of. It was not harambol by Cabo Verde. It's what they needed to do. And it wasn't even harambol. It's not like they did nothing. On the offense, they also went good. I think Messi's man of the match, but if you give it to Bosinha, that's honestly fair, because if we got here, it was because of Bosinha too. The African teams have been doing really well. Like, I don't care that most of them were out in the round of 32. Like, African football has taken a massive, massive stonk up. That's also true, Tari. Like, Argentina can grow from this into a tournament, but like, I don't necessarily think that Egypt play better than Cabo Verde, but like, Egypt will not be another team to underestimate. Like, Egypt will be another difficult task. Like, for people saying that Argentina had an easy route to the final, like, they don't understand how international football works and how these teams function, what these teams represent. Like, holy shit. What is HH saying? I'm kind of afraid also to check like Twitter or something. That this is like insane. Okay, there will not be a hangout apparently. Oh, he was not awake. He was asleep for this. He was asleep this entire game. This is insane. World Cup, Chad. What can I tell you? World Cup. This is like, it's the World Cup, Chad. Like, what are you gonna do about it? What else is there to say? This is like exactly what it is about. This is insane. Man, The road will be tough. Yeah, it was always tough. I have no words either. Like this is insane. Yeah, Julian is clearly not fit, but Lautaro needs to step up as well. Like somebody needs to show up. The striker situation is a massive worry. The midfield situation is a worry too. I don't know. And Medina is injured too. I mean, I that doesn't really hurt me. Like I know I was praising Medina this entire game up until the goal. Um, it doesn't really hurt us to have Tagliafico starting. Like Tagliafico does the work just fine, if not better. Um, no, Messi false nine. No way, no way. We're doing that. We're not. If we're doing, we may change the names, but if there's something we're doing, we're not improvising. Tagliafico for Medina is fine. We can change the names, but we're not changing like the way we play. We're not changing it. No, Messi false nine. No, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna fly. No, like Lautaro and Julian have to do better. There's nothing more, and Enzo and McAllister also need to do better. Thiago Almada needs to do more. Nico Gonzalez was terrible cameo by Nico Gonzalez. Like holy fuck. Paredes wasn't decisive either when he came on. You know, it was an excellent match. It was the representation of what the World Cup represents. The underdog pushed us to the very limit, and they fully deserve their flowers. It's sad to see a team like Cabo Verde depart the tournament without a knockout win because I feel like the further they would have progressed into the tournament, the more their story would have grown. But they can be so incredibly proud of what they've achieved. But yeah, Argentina needed to move on no matter what. No matter what, we need to progress from this stage. Yeah, Cabo Verde stopped Cameroon. Like Cabo Verde was no slouch. I don't understand why Cabo Verde were being put in the same bag as Curacao, Haiti. Like they are clearly one of the best African sides at this tournament. They demonstrated that today, and I know that it's heartbreaking for them to exit in this matter, but they gave it their absolute all. They pushed the World Cup champions, one of the best teams in the world, to the absolute limit, and they can be. And while it hurts now, they can be so incredibly proud of what they've accomplished. Um, for Argentina, I think that the way that the team functions still works. The way that the team plays, the synergy is still there. The players need to improve. There are some players, specific players, that need to step up. There's nothing else. Anyway, Chad, it has been a long stream, obviously. Um, I basically have no voice left, and I still need to record the match reaction, which is gonna be a hefty one too. So stay tuned for the match reaction. It is definitely gonna be a wake up call. Stay tuned for the match reaction that is gonna come out very very soon. I also need to have dinner. I already ordered something. That's why I was checking my phone from time to time. Um, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I mean, if you haven't enjoyed this, like, what a game are you gonna enjoy, right? Um, we're through. We're through to the round of 16. Argentina are gonna be facing Egypt in Kansas City in a couple of days. Um, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, and we need to improve a lot. I still believe in this team. I still fully believe in this team. Um, but there are some areas where we need to improve, and I hope that we can use this as a learning opportunity, this as a wake up call, and we can grow into the tournament once again. Congratulations to Cabo Verde. They played a fantastic game, and I wish them nothing but the best going forward. Thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the support, and thank you for being here even through the most difficult times. I appreciate you a lot, and hope to see you there for the match reaction and the next watch along as well. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.